Hey, thanks for joining me. And if you're watching this video, you obviously want to understand how you can use AI to create a presentation in less time and actually a better quality presentation with better written content, grammatically correct, and better organized. And that's what AI writers will do for you. They will exponentially decrease your writing time and effort for tasks that seem to drain a lot of our time away from us, like creating a presentation. But with ChatGPT, you really have to know a lot of the prompts. There are actually like 13 different prompts that you could use to pull information. Then you have to write a lot of content to give ChatGPT the guidance. I mean, it's a blank cursor and prompt, and you have to sit there and fire back and forth. What I'm going to show you today is an alternative, which I think is about 16 times faster than ChatGPT. It's also an OpenAI powered engine. Called Bluebridge-Ai.com, and their AI is called Nova. Nova is an AI writer, and it's specifically built for professionals. So I think back in time to many years ago, like in the 70s, 80s, when the Commodore 64 computer was on first introduced into the market, and it was a green screen, kind of a dumb terminal, and you just had this flashing cursor popping at your face, and you had to really tell it everything you wanted it to do. And that really opened the door for personal computing. And then it wasn't much longer that Bill Gates, kind of introduced Windows, which was a same computing system in essence, but Windows made the user experience easier and much more pleasant. It was the Windows operating environment, and Apple did the same thing. Steve Jobs came along and actually gave you a different look with the Apple PCs, different functionality. So I think there's a natural evolution, and we're seeing this with AI as well. So AI writers will evolve, and that's how Bluebridge-Ai.com came about. It's powered by the same artificial intelligence, machine learning. However, it makes things so much easier. And if you're a professional, it's really built for you. Like, it uses a template system. So as you notice, there's all this stuff that if you want to write, you click on it and then there's a couple of prompts. And unlike ChatGPT, where you have to figure everything out on your own, Nova has pre-programmed algorithms and will do it for you behind the scenes. Let's say you work in HR in a company and you want to do an inclusive job posting, or you have a performance rating, or you're doing goal planning for the year, or writing an HR policy. You can click on those and it will help you. And certainly there's a bunch of marketing and entrepreneur stuff, everything from public relations. There's books and ebooks. I mean, you can literally, with Nova, it writes nonfiction and fiction. It's a creative writer, so you can literally write great stories with it. There's stuff for executive coaches and mentors. We're going to talk about presentations and speeches. There's certainly things for educators, which I think is really cool, because if you have to prepare a syllabus or a lesson plan or something, all of these are kind of pre-built for you, even a neurodiversity lesson plan. And there's stuff for ministers as well. So whether you're writing sermons, facts, or studies for Sunday's Bible study, it does the heavy lifting for you and organizes the content that it kicks out to you in a very professional way and quickly. So we're going to look at presentations today. And again, if you were to go to ChatGPT and kind of do a comparison contrast, every time you want to write something to prepare a presentation, you're going to be looking at a flashing cursor, and you're going to have to literally tell it every twist, turn, nuance. Nova is a much different experience than that. So let's start with, you have all these pre-built templates. We're going to start just like we would with, hey, I've got a presentation coming up. I need a topic idea for my speech or presentation. And I'm going to just kind of follow, in this case, Nova's prompt. It just wants to know the subject. So I'm going to put challenges facing business leaders today. And that's it. Unlike ChatGPT, where I'm doing a bunch of stuff and tones of voice and who you're writing, you don't have to do that. But I can go in and set the creativity. If I want Nova to give me one variation of the output, I can leave it at output as one, but you can actually generate multiple ones. Of course, when you do that, it's going to take a little bit longer for the content to come back. I'm going to set the character length, and I'm going to keep this as informative. I can create every document inside Nova, changing the tone of voice, and then I'm going to make my target audience adults, and that's it. And if you've tried to create a presentation as a starting point inside ChatGPT, you already know the difference between, wow, that's really all you have to do. And yeah, so Nova, the Bluebridge-Ai.com Nova experience is all about the user interface and trying to get the content written. As you see, it does all the heavy lifting behind the scenes for you. And as you can look at, we just ask it to give us a subject for topic ideas. So it gives us not only a topic idea and a title, but it kind of gives us a narrative as well. And again, you would have to know how to ask ChatGPT to generate that. And in this case, not to generate just one topic idea, but if you're brainstorming, what we've done here is the pre-programmed algorithms will kick out 10. So you're going to get multiple looks at variations on topic ideas and presentation. And you do that from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Unlike ChatGPT, again, we've already cut the time down by about 80%. So you have all these different ideas: navigating uncertainty, the future of work, diversity and inclusion, building a more resilient workforce, and business in the future. And I'm just going to copy and paste that one. I've got a Word document off to the side, and that's kind of how we'll flow through. Is I'll copy and paste as I go. And again, I could copy it here, or let me show you. This is really neat with Nova as well. You can go over to the document history, and it's that document we just generated is right here. I can copy it and paste it. I can print it, or I can open it right in Microsoft Word, which is really cool. Unlike, again, ChatGPT. And again, you see the format that you're getting everything kind of chunked. So using these templates where the algorithm does all the heavy lifting behind the scenes for you, it makes your life so much easier. So like a presentation, let's start with a great opening story. So now I'm thinking about, okay, so I've got this topic that I've just picked from Nova, and diversity and inclusion, building a more resilient business for the future. And I want to remind the audience that a non-inclusive, let's get the right, inclusive workplace is destructive to the company culture. Great typing, right? Yeah, there we go. I'm going to set my creativity to max. And again, I'm going to do about 5,000 characters, one output, keep it informative for adults. And then again, that's it. I set it this, and this is I want an opening story because that's a great attention grabber for a presenter. And again, if I were to go back on my own and go, wow, how am I going to organize this? And it gives it to you in a storytelling. Once upon a time, there was a thriving business that had been around for years. So it will give it to you in a lot of different ways. But it gives you an opening story that you can begin with. Again, that was in a few seconds. I'm going to go back to presentations, and I want some facts. Because that's a great thing. And I'm going to show you the power of the organization of Nova and what it will do. So I'm going to keep kind of the example here and go, what is the pay gap between men and women in the United States, ? And then I'm just going to make it, my topic's DEI. Again, I'm going to set it to optimal. I like 5,000 characters. Keep it informative for adults. And, facts is part of the presentations. Didn't capitalize United States, but Nova catch it. Facts is part of the presentation. So an opening story is a great attention grabber. Having some facts to really help you kind of organize and grab attention is important as well. And as you notice I just put into the fact description. I just kind of told Nova what I wanted. And then it's always going to kick it back. Again, behind the scenes, the AI is written with specific programming to give you the information in this manner. So it's going to give you not just one fact. It's going to give you 5 facts. It's going to give you the references. Because now a lot of people are talking about, well, hey, what about the efficacy of what an AI writer does? And is it right, or is it just making it up? It actually is pre-programmed with a Nova that in this case, when you ask for presentation facts, you're going to get the facts. You're going to get the references in, notice, APA format. That's the way that it's pre-programmed. And then you're going to get the talking points. So not only do you have some great presentation facts that you can open with, but you literally are, you've got everything you need to be able to present a fact with some confidence to your audience. But that's great. But now let's kind of go back. And as you notice, we're about 10 minutes in, and we've got presentation title, opening story, we've got facts. Let's kind of get our outline together. And again, I've got my topic, so I'm just going to create a 1 hour presentation on, and then I'm going to copy and paste my title that I just put in. Max it out on creativity. I'm going to keep it to informative and for adults. Let's create that outline now. So, and as we create the outline, it will help us go item by item. And here we go. In just a matter of minutes, we've got an outline for the introduction, understanding diversity and inclusion, more resilient business for the future, how to foster diversity, measuring and evaluating diversity, conclusion, a call to action, and then a Q&A session. So we've already got this written. I'm going to go over to my history and show you literally I can just copy it. I'm going to copy it from here, paste it on the document that I have right beside me. And now all I'm going to do is I've got an opening story, I've got facts, I've got a topic and an introduction topic, how I can explain what the topic's all about. I've got the presentation outline, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my slide content. So the current slide I'm going to say is just that first item from my bulleted list. And there's not anything that's really a previous slide in this case, but there is a next slide. So as you see, Nova will literally take into consideration how the presentation is and how you're progressing to make sure it's connecting the content. Again, unlike ChatGPT, where you've really got to stumble through to get a presentation kind of built in a way that's usable for you. I mean, again, unless you're an expert at pulling together the prompts and literally you use it enough that you can coach its way through, it's just difficult to work with. So when you ask Nova, hey, give me the individual slide content, you give it the current slide, you tell it what the previous slide was and the next slide, and it connects those points in the machine learning algorithm behind the scenes. So you don't have to worry about doing all that. What you end up with is a slide title for your slide, the speaking points for the topic. Then you have some bullet points for the topic, maybe some interesting information, and then the sources, again, in APA format, so that you can actually feel good about not only the content you're presenting, but too, so you have your references pre-built. And again, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to go slide by slide off of my outline, and as you can see, probably within 15-20 minutes, I'll have my complete presentation. I'll have the slide, the bullet points, I'll have the speaking points all created for me. So unlike ChatGPT, where you're going to run into problems where it's going to kick back your prompts, it's going to kick back information requests, you can use Bluebridge-Ai.com Nova, which has all these pre-built algorithms, pre-programmed, makes it much easier. Again, your content will be better. You will write about 16 times faster than you're going to write using ChatGPT. So it's a great system if you're an AI writer, and if you're a professional. Again, there's certainly everything that you would need to write. Everything from letters to song lyrics, fun stuff, changing voice to writing white papers, research papers, analogies, pros and cons, elevator pitches, but it's built really for professionals. That's really the great power for Nova, is it's got all this pre-programmed stuff, especially like training and development, where you're doing course outlines or writing learning objectives, or you're making videos and you have to write video scripts, and it kicks out perfect scripts that you can actually cut and paste and use very quickly. Training course titles, icebreakers, simulations, role plays, even test questions, and it generates all that for you. So it's pre-built. Again, there's a lot of great things that you can use Bluebridge-AI.com Nova for, but the power really becomes that it's pre-built for professionals that have to do things quickly, and it makes the user experience much better and easier, which means a better experience for you and faster output and documents. So I wanted to keep this to about 15 minutes. I'm running to about that 14-minute mark now. Again, you can get a free trial, no credit cards required, at Bluebridge-AI.com.